Hello and welcome to the second last race of the Port Moresby GoKart Championship. Towards the back end of the season and on the Palm Casey 2022 tracker sees Christian of Mountain Dew on track securing first place of the 2022 race. Second and third are up for grabs. Leon Nguyen kart 666 of Track Pro dropping down a couple of notches.
So yeah, the last three races hasn't been going too well for me. I didn't collected hardly any points. Had some issues, and one of the issues is my kart had a restrictor on it, so I was running a little bit less horsepower than the others. Yeah, hopefully, so I can catch up to Cullen and Theo, because I was second before the last few races. These two pulled away a bit, so I need all the points I can get today.
Okay.
There is 10 points difference between number 2 Cullen and Theo, but anything could happen. You might have a flat tire, and there goes the 10 points. So the 10 points is not a safe barrier at all. Yeah.
Especially heading towards the last race.
Everybody's going to give everything they have today, because it is kind of the last few moments of the season.
Cullen Blandon of Pacific Energy kart 69 sits on second, but he is not comfortable.
Theo's right behind me. I think he's 10 points behind me, so anything could happen. And then I think it's, I'm not sure, maybe Leon.
Theo Casemiro of Boroko Motors shot to third or even second place last week when Team Boroko Motors gets first on the podium.
Unacceptable, bro.
Sorry.
You lost, you didn't even see my win. Still staying on the same position, which is third overall, but there's a very small gap now between myself and Callan, which is sitting second, and then I've got Leon sitting in fourth, which is chasing me down at the moment. So a lot of pressure on me to stay in the top three.
Last year's champion Ronaldo Sokan of Pitstop and Digital Billboard Racing still sits on sixth with a chance of moving up to fifth position if all goes well today.
No. Today's mission is to survive. To survive. Not getting hurt. I want to tell sponsors that, okay, listen, it's good racing. She'll be racing next year, so look out for her.
Not to be undone are Team SBS and Team Ford, very competitive towards the business end of the season.
I think the key today is just to stay in the race and not crash, not bump anyone, and if I can stay on the track, hopefully top four, would be good.
It could be anyone's game, we'll wait and see. My kart's going really well. I'm doing good lap times on qualifying and practice, so we'll see how we go. Hopefully I can hold it all together and get back up on there again. We'll see.
Team Ford got P3 for the first time this season last week.
What an achievement, eh? Let's hope it's the first of many. It felt so good to finally be up there after trying so hard for so many races, and we've had a couple of wins in the heats, but to finally get on there on the final, it's felt amazing. So hopefully it's more to come.
Today's race is sponsored by On Track.
So we're proud to support the go-kart racing. For some food for everyone racing, also spectators and crew. Of course, we're proudly sponsored by Mountain Dew. So Mountain Dew is our number one drink that everyone's drinking today. And then we also have Pepsi on offer as well.
Race tyres seem to find its grip in this hot, humid weather. For the first time this year, he scored the fastest qualifier. However, his elation lasted just for a bit. When he got the bad news, he hit the cone in the qualifiers.
Where did I hit it?
The first corner. How did you hit it? You hit it with the cart, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe the rear of the cart where you don't feel it.
Can't get a break. That's all right. Come on, rub it in. Story of my life this year. It's like instant after instant. I'm over it. Last year was good, right? I wasn't doing anything wrong, and this year it's just like everything.
Ray now has a second added to his total. This relegates him into the middle of the pack. So, race 13 of the Moni GoKart Championship.
Yeah, it's also sponsored by, co-sponsored by Heineken and FedEx. Today's actual race is actually an on-track race. They're the race day sponsors today.
Yep. Thank you to On Track. Thank you to Chris Chan and the team.
Yep, he does a great job. Not just with the go-karting, but everything else outside of go-karting.
Yep. He is one of the nicest guys, this Chris Chan. So Daniel, tell us, this is the second last race of the season. as far as we know, Christian of Mountain Dew on track has secured the first place.
I believe so. I think he has an unassailable lead, and there's two people fighting it out for second and third in the championship. And I believe that is Leon and
Callum?
Thea. Leon and Thea, or Leon and Callum.
I think it's between these three races, three cutters. Leon, Cullen, and...
Okay, and this is the formation lap, and I believe Giannis is about to wave the green flag.
And, off
they're off.
And also we must know that Ray Sokan was, a second was added to his race because during the qualifiers he actually went into a cone.
Yeah, I think because he clipped the cone on the corner, and that adds 1 second to your qualifying time.
So that allows Leon to actually get pole position. So as you can see, he's actually taking advantage of that. He's now leading the pack.
Yep. I think we're on board with Thea from Barocco Motors, I believe.
Yep.
That's based on the nose cone of the kart. Really quick speed.
And the pressure is on Theo because then the battle's between him and Leon now to get third place. So the danger of spinning out or, bumping into someone else, they really have to avoid it.
Yeah, I think there's 2 rounds to go, so it'll be very, very interesting, to see who can get second and third in the championship.
And one thing that everyone is, actually the speed is the same, so they're all now looking at who's actually going to make a mistake, because right now you can see as Ken would say, there's a train.
There is a train. There is a train going. There's a real, because this is only the second race back after a 3-month break.
Yeah.
When everyone had a bit of a mid-season break, so this is the tail end of the season now, and it's getting very interesting.
Yes, and I was speaking to Yanis earlier on before the race. He was speaking highly of the young 15-year-old. I actually just his name slipped my mind.
Oh, his name is Benji. I'm not too sure of his last name, but yeah, that's him in Leon's kart, number 248 of Trackpo.
Yep.
So he's the alternate driver. I think he's taken over Sergei's spot for this end of this season and see how he goes. He's a young racer, but show some really fast pace, really good lines. As you can see, he's following kart 44, Trent Scott.
Trent is not allowing him to take over.
No, he's covering these tracks as well, like the overpass positions.
Yeah.
As you can see again, he's just on his tail. Young Benji. So Leon sprinted way ahead of them. He must have, there he is.
There is Leon.
Speak of the devil. Last lap to go in the first heat. Followed by
the train.
Oh, yep. And Surgeon just pulls aside because he probably got blue flag, knows that he can't win the race.
Yeah. I remember Surgeon was actually in front of the 4 and everybody saw that weakness because everyone was running the same times. Everybody ran towards Surgeon on that last lap. And they were all looking for that mistake or someone to make that mistake.
And here Leon comes across the corner and he wins.
Well
Race
done.
1 for the Joker.
Well done, Leon. Well done, Leon.
Followed by Daniel Gagan, SPS Electrical, and Chris Chan from Mountain Dew On Track Racing, kart 33.
Yeah, the pressure is now on Cullen and Chris in the reverse split and the third race to deliver.
And this is heat 2 of round 13, and they're about to start. Callan's on first, Trent second, and let's just see what happens here. Oh! Some few bumps there. Let's just see some onboard footage. I believe this is Theo Casemiro from Barocco Motors. Ooh! And he hits Trent. Wow. That'll send some shockwaves through you.
Theo looks like Theo's gone.
Oh, Theo got rear-ended by Ray Sokan from Pit Stop Racer.
So it's basically sandwich. I think Theo's gone.
I think he's gone. I think there might be a few penalties there for the next heat. We'll see what the marshal says.
Theo's gone.
Theo's out. Looks like he's out, yeah.
This
wow.
is huge.
Amazing.
This is huge.
This really shakes up the championship for...
oh my God.
And I can see you running over there to see what he's doing.
Yeah.
With your GoPro. We really should be sponsored by GoPro because the footage is amazing from the GoPros. And of course TVWAN.
Yes.
Oh, okay, we're on board with Steve Browett. He's trying to pass Cal on the inside. I think he does manage. Oh, and Cal just shuts the front door.
Amazingly, he cut on the inside. Cullen cut on the outside.
Because when you cut on the inside, you lose a bit of speed.
Yeah.
When you're on the outside, you still carry the speed. So that's how he managed to get past him.
No wonder. So there's a bit of experience in the
There's a bit of
corner.
experience there.
Yeah.
But it's also with the grip and the tyres. So I think the track's holding up okay compared to the previous week. And we're back with Steve Broward from New Ford Racing. Down the pit straight into turn 1. Ooh, some really tight lines. Ooh, I think he's gone a bit wide there. Bit of oversteerer.
Yeah, his best lap at the moment is around 34.
34 seconds. They're improving their time substantially.
So we're back on.
We're back with Leon from Track Pro.
Track Pro's, yep.
The devil, he's coming to get you.
So that means most of them are actually running with 34s at the moment.
Yeah, I think they've rediscovered all their mojo, and yeah, there's new tires on the track and more grip on the track now after resumption of mid-season break.
As we can see here, it's Leon's rear.
Yep. So okay, we're back with Steve, New Ford Racing. He's following Callan, number 69, Pacific Energy Consulting. And this is really tight racing. As you can see, the G meters, see on the top right-hand side. So he's going through 1.5 to 2 Gs as he turns.
And to those who are at home who don't know what 2G actually can break your ribs.
It can.
Actually.
So that's the amount of after gravity, I believe. I'm not a scientist by any means, but 2 Gs is a lot for go-karts on a weekend.
True. I've seen some of the new drivers actually struggling with just a 1.5 G.
It's fast-paced, but it's also an endurance too, because you're doing 12 laps in Heat 1, 12 laps in Heat 2, and 15. So that's a lot of laps to cover, plus the practice and qualifying. So they were doing upwards of maybe 40 to 50 laps on a weekend.
So we're now on lap 6, so there's 6 more laps to go.
I don't know if Thea can catch Steve. Steve's doing really well. But this tight 3 racing, that's what I like to see. Just tight racing, fair racing. Chris Chan's coming through, Mountain Dew on track. That bright green. I feel like a Mountain Dew at the moment. You can actually get a Mountain Dew freeze from one of the restaurants in Gordon's.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's amazing too.
Ray Socken is just behind Mountain Dew. Ray Socken of
Pit Stop Racer, Ray Socan. I think he's coming in 5th at the moment. Chris is 4th from Mountain Dew on track. We're on board with Leon Newen from Track Pro Racing. He's currently 3rd. Ooh, he hit a cone there. Steve Broward, New Ford Racing 2nd. And the first at the moment, leading Heat 2, is Callum Blundell from Pacific Energy Consulting. We're on board with Leon from Track Pro. He's still trying to get Steve. This top 5, amazing racing.
Whoa, that's close.
Oh, Steve, a little bit of understeer right there.
Yeah.
And Chris Chan, he's coming out. He's coming to get him. He wants that podium.
He's looking for that weakness. He's looking.
Any gap he sees, he will take.
Yeah, and he's probably saw the weakness.
That is in the DNA of every race driver. Any gap you see, you take.
Yeah. He's probably saw the weakness in Steve's inside. So, because I've seen a couple of times now that he's trying to get Steve from the inside. Chris is a really smart driver.
They're all smart drivers, but some are better than the others. But at the moment, it's all fair game. Great racing. That's what we love to see as a crowd on TV, in person on the track. If you manage to go, it's amazing racing. Just gets the heart pumping, you know.
Yeah. Clean race. So back on Leon's front cam.
Ooh,
that's close.
He's getting up there. On back to Steve. Wow, this footage is amazing. It keeps going back and forth, back and forth.
Cullen is not stopping for anyone. He wants to get that podium, and he's going for it. So we have 2 more laps to go. It's the 10th lap now.
Can he catch him? Can he catch Callan in heat 2?
I don't think so. I don't think he can catch him because all of them are...
Ooh, okay, he was trying to get that inside line. Or maybe he can get him here on the apex. We're back with Leon from Track Pro. It's a really tight, aggressive line. I don't think he's braked. Ooh, he spun out a little bit there. I think Leon smells some blood. I think he's coming now.
They're all running same times at the moment. So
they're all running 34s.
So what's going to happen is if they will look for a weakness or someone to make a mistake.
They'll look for a spin, oversteer.
Yeah.
They'll look for something and just capitalize on that gap.
Right now they can't overtake. It's a 1 second.
So white
difference.
flag last lap, heat 2.
Yeah. It's a 1 second difference.
Let's see who wins it. It's a not a big margin, very minimal.
So that means you can't make a mistake at the moment.
You make a mistake, you might drop from 1st to 5th.
Within
by the
2
time
seconds.
you rejoin the track safely. It's amazing.
Seconds. Yeah, that's how fast these guys are going.
I think you should give it a go next time, Alexis.
I'm actually, yeah, I should.
I think Charlie or Colin should let you race.
Yeah.
Maybe in the break, maybe just to get your track time up. And that's the checkered flag. And that's heat 2 finished.
Yep. Well done to everyone.
Well done. That was in thrilling racing.
Well done to Cullen.
Even better on board. It's like you're almost driving.
Yeah.
That's how amazing it is. So this is the final heat of round 13.
15 laps.
15 laps. And today's race sponsor is On Track Racing. The championship sponsor is Money Plus, and with the co-sponsors of Heineken and FedEx.
Thank you to our sponsors. If it weren't for our sponsors, our season wouldn't have been successful.
Sorry?
Thank you to our sponsors. If it weren't for our sponsors,
if it wasn't for the sponsors, this whole season wouldn't happen. So they're very generous sponsors. All the drivers appreciate it, all the marshals appreciate it, the fans appreciate it. So let's just see what happens and give thanks to the sponsors. As you can see, Heineken flags in the background. Heineken 0.0. Drink responsibly.
So Leon's got P1.
Leon P1, Steve P2.
Here they go.
Callan P3, Chris P4.
Here they go. Oh, and
Chris has overtaken Callan. He's gone from 4th to 3rd. Wow.
Leon's got the first place.
Leon just had that inside line and just blocked Steve off, and he's got the pace, and we're on board with Steve again. He's trying to chase the devil. 666. The devil is fast. He's a devil and a joke at the same time. I don't know how he does it. He must have put some additives in his fuel. Maybe some sriracha sauce.
Oh, look at the train is forming now on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. There is a train forming. The 2nd and 1st have actually broken away from the rest of the pack.
Yeah, so it's you can see a clear pack that's leading, and yeah, we're back. Now we're on with Mountain Dew On Track Racing, Kart 33. Let's see what Chris can do. He's currently sitting 3rd behind Steve Broward of New Ford Racing, and trying to take that inside line. Ooh, he's close. And Leon just sprints away. He's just too quick.
Leon wants this race because
I believe Chris won the Track Pro event, so I think Leon wants to win the on-track event. So just to make it fair, even. Good friends, often on the track, but great competitors. I think it's just poetic if, you can't win your own race.
Yeah, it's called racing politics. That's a new one.
We just need a Bernie Ecclestone in the country. That's racing politics right there.
All these guys have gone so good. It's really hard to find a weakness.
It's hard to find a weakness until they change the track layout next year, maybe. And then it's back to square one, trying to find every weakness on the track or every advantage.
I think this year's track is much easier than the last year's track.
This track's a lot faster than last year's track. A lot more straights, good bends, so that's why you've seen the times improve. And I think the race distance is very similar to last year's, but just a lot more straights.
And less accidents.
Hopefully less accidents. This year there's been a few bumps, but no one's been sent to the hospital yet, so which is always a great sign. And also, interesting note that I think Colin Stone from Digicel actually sponsors St. John's Ambulance to come out every race day. So he must have some applause as well, because he does a good job, make sure the drivers are safe, and he organises that. So great work to Colin, and I think also Charlie as well from Digicel. So they do really great work.
Thank you, Digicel, and thank you, St. John's. You can hear the tires.
Tires screeching.
Yep.
That means he's pushing really hard. Still on the sub 34s now, or sub 33s, like 34.212. That's a pretty good time. Let's see. Ooh, okay, so he just registered 34.5. So he's gone a bit slower.
Theo's right at the back.
Oh, that's an effect from race 2, or heat 2, I should say.
So that means
didn't finish, starts at the back, and affects his race for the final.
And his car is probably not at 100%.
It's probably, well, after that big shunt from the back, I don't think it'd be 100%. You can only do so many repairs in the break time. But young Benji, he's getting up there. He's not leaving Trent alone.
Trent hates him.
Oh, hates him on the track, but I think off the track, they enjoy a good conversation, maybe. But we'll see. But it's great racing from Benji and Trent.
Whoa, look at the battle going in. First, the second last and last.
That's almost like a mini Leon racing. Leon 2.0 maybe. Race is just as fast.
Trent's going, I'm not giving space to that 15-year-old to beat me. There's no way in the world.
He can't drink a Sports Plus, so I can't give him space. And Chris, he's lapping in the 34s as well. Oh, just 34.592. So he's gone a little bit slower than his best lap of 34.090.
And we'll go back to the rear.
Love a good rear. And we're down pit straight.
We're back on Leon's camp.
Leon's just enjoying himself out there. He's got no one to follow him. Well, the people following him, but you can't see anyone in his rear vision mirrors. He's that far ahead. I don't know what he's done. That brake's done him well. He's winning so many heats now. He's coming first.
So we're back on Theo's
Theo from Broken Motors,
Theo from Broken Motors.
Leon is first, Steve is second, Chris is third, Callum fourth, Daniel fifth, Ray sixth, and Theo seventh. Seven's a lucky number, but not in this case.
We must all understand that this is Chris's first race back for after 2 months. Or 2.5 months,
so he's doing really well. Like, maybe give him another race weekend, and he might be on the top podium. But the race isn't over yet. Anything can happen. But he's shown he hasn't lost it. Still got it. Oh no, this is the last lap. That the lap counter's wrong. Needs Digicel to fix it. So white flag, last lap.
Christian of Mountain Dew on track gets third on the podium. Steve Bird of Newford gets second, and Leon Nyon of Trek Pro gets first. The battle for second and third place of the Port Moresby Moni Plus competition is still hot. Theo of Borco Motors has had a bad day out, but is expected to bounce back in the last race of the season. I highly doubt Leon or Callan will allow Theo to pass, but you never know what happens on the track. Until next time, happy racing!